So I'm working on the hood, and I'm getting pretty close to a finished product. It is definitely not going to be perfect, but I'm pretty pleased with where I'm at. So I think it's going to be a good deal. So this corner here is chipped off or cut off. So I think I'm going to go ahead and cut it at an angle. Then I'm going to lay it out on a new sheet of little chunk of sheet metal, and I'm going to weld that chunk in. This is going to be testing my skills here. But that's kind of where I'm at, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. It's just barely cutting a tiny bit off. Just that little bit. So go ahead and carefully slice this off. It's gonna get noisy. Okay. Nice clean cut. Clean it up a little bit. Okay, compressor's done. So now I'm actually going to use a little chunk of steel here, but it's actually going to be a little thicker gauge than the original stuff. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm dealing with a corner where it could very easily just get bent if I go too thin. So gotta find my good pin so I get a nice sharp line. Okay. I think I'm going to use tin snips. Well, let's see, this is pretty thick stuff. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and cut it with the wheel. Okay, so I got my little teeny tiny triangle chunk here. It's going to be pretty interesting to get this on there right. So I'm dealing with really thin metal and really tiny parts. So it's going to be, I hope it works. Don't know where my copper backer plate is, so I'm going to use aluminum. Right there is where I want it. Okay. Get my welding set up. Teeny tiny tacks. to cool it down real quick. I don't want to warp the crap out of this. Not the prettiest, but I got it. Alright, so pull it off. Get you guys repositioned here. Hopefully I can keep stuff in the frame. There it is. I did it. Ignore all the little pits and everything. I'm probably going to try to get my TIG welder up and see if I can smooth some of that out. But bottom line is I made it. I got that corner in, and it kind of gives me some practice for when I start replacing other pieces, because the bed rails on the bed on this truck at the bottoms are completely rusted out, so I'm going to have to replace small chunks on the bottom because these bed rails aren't even available anymore, or at least extremely hard to find. So there it is. Not perfect, but very good. I mean, professional bodywork guys are probably laughing at me, but I'm teaching myself as I go. So